Hello. So we are going to get started. I'm Angela Jenks. I'm the director of the undergraduate program in anthropology here at UCI.
And I'm Ian Strong. I'm assistant professor of teaching in anthropology and a member of the undergraduate studies committee.
And we are your co-hosts for the 2020 Undergraduate Award Ceremony. It is our pleasure on behalf of the entire faculty of the Department of Anthropology to welcome you to our 26th ceremony. Clearly, we are coming together under challenging circumstances and what for many of us are traumatic circumstances. We want to start today with a call for a moment of silence to recognize the loss of life that's happened from the COVID pandemic over the last several months, and also to recognize and to remember the loss of life from police violence that's been happening for hundreds of years, of course, but especially in the last couple of weeks. And we call for this moment of silence to recognize also those who are right now, can't be with us right now because they are out in the streets fighting against these injustices. The anthropologist Zora Neale Hurston said, "There are years that ask questions and years that answer." And 2020 certainly has been a year of disruption, when the path forward is uncertain and seems full of obstacles. But I think part of what Hurston is pointing out is that we also have to think of the future, to look for the future in the years that will have, answers that come with them. And that's one of the reasons that even though we're not able to meet together in person today, we're still coming together to try to recognize and honor everything that you all have achieved against so many odds. We know that it is disheartening to not be able to gather together for graduation, and certainly no anthropologist would minimize the importance of rites of passage and of graduation as an important rite of passage. Those end of year rituals like this really give you as graduating students a chance to reflect on everything that you've done to get here. It acknowledges and honors the grueling preparation you underwent to reach this stage, the hard work and the long days and nights of studying, the sacrifices that have been needed to make ends meet while paying for tuition and fees and books, and of course the exhausting schedule as you've balanced classes, assignments, exams with work and family responsibilities. So we come together today to recognize that these experiences have changed you and that you are a different person today than you were when you first set foot on campus. Rites of passage, of course, are also for everyone else in your life, for your parents and your grandparents and your children, your spouses and partners and friends, professors, counselors, advisors, your fellow students. This is an opportunity to really recognize those who have stood by you, who've supported you, and who have believed in you. And then finally, perhaps most importantly, rites of passage represent a community's hope for its future. And so we welcome new graduates who are prepared to make a difference in the world because of your achievements. And we recognize that your achievements today are part of what give us in this dark time hope for a better future. So I'd like to take a moment to hand it over also to Professor Kim Fortune, the chair of the Department of Anthropology.
Thank you, Angela, and thanks to all of you for joining us, and congratulations to all the students who are graduating. Now is an especially important time to recognize and honor time spent learning to think critically and expansively about the world. We urgently need this capacity in our society today and will depend on it in the massive rebuilding that must be done going forward. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us how much we need expert leadership in all sectors: public health science, healthcare, hospital administration, and emergency management, most obviously, but also in many other less visible sectors: education, organized labor, and the small business sector, for example. Work in all these areas has gotten significantly harder in recent months. People have had to do much more than their jobs. They've had to rethink how to do their jobs, how to get by if their jobs no longer exist, and how to take care of many things and people without supporting resources and infrastructure. And anthropology education is good preparation for these challenges, teaching us to think holistically about changing conditions and about how much the past shapes the privileges, opportunities, and challenges we face today, teaching us to think about and creatively respond to injustice. And anthropology education also prepares us to squarely face the racism, police violence, and injustices that continue to escalate in our society, as Professor Jenks reminded us. As anthropologists, we know that force does not solve problems, that inequality does not go away when it is ignored, and that we need to build a different kind of system. As anthropology graduates, you are well prepared to play leading roles in the rebuilding ahead. We'll all depend on you. Thank you for your work here at UCI and for the work you'll do ahead. I wish you and your families the very best. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. This ceremony, of course, is going to be a little different than how we typically do it. Usually we introduce each category of awards we have and bring students up to be able to recognize them. Because we're not able to gather in person today, we will be doing some of this virtually. So you will see some images of students. You will see a couple students we weren't able to get images from, or they weren't able to be here today. So you'll see other representations of them. We'll be able to hear from some of our students and some of our faculty, but it will require some switching back and forth to hand off the microphone here. So please, yes, bear with us as we figure out this new venue for the award ceremony. We'd like to start with the certificates. The anthropology department offers several certificates to majors and to non-majors. These indicate that students have received focused training in specific areas of anthropological inquiry. The Global Studies Certificate is for students who wish to develop expertise in cultural, political, and economic phenomena that cross or transcend national boundaries. This includes international issues like migration and diasporas, environment and development, flows of money and commodities, social movements, and political conflict. The Certificate in Law and Policy is for students seeking expertise in legal, political, and cultural dimensions of citizenship. The Certificate in Economy and Culture is for students seeking expertise in cultural and ethnographic analyses of economic processes and systems. The Certificate in Gender Studies is for students seeking expertise in cross-cultural understandings of gender and sexuality. And the Certificate in Medical Anthropology is for students seeking expertise in cross-cultural understandings of health, illness, science, and medicine. So we recognize today the students who have earned these certificates.
So the following students have earned the Certificate in Global Studies: Carla Denise Milicic, Kay Persinger, Edith De La Paz, Jason Lee, and Rocio Judith Ramos.
Congratulations. The following student has earned the Certificate in Law and Policy: Kate McElvey.
The following student has earned the Certificate in Economy and Culture: Jason Lee.
And the following students have earned their Certificate in Medical Anthropology: Alexis Anna Pruitt, Edith De La Paz, Jesus Gerardo Chavez, Kay Persinger, Carla Denise Milicic, Katia Gonzalez, Brianna Ruiz, Jason Lee, who has earned, you might notice, all certificates, I believe, Kate McElvey, Rocio Judith Ramos, and Victoria Angela Mayola. Congratulations. One of our student organizations here, the Anthropology Club, is a student-run group that explores anthropological issues and offers mutual support to those who are studying anthropology, either as majors or just really like anthropology and want to come and talk about it. The club has gone on field trips. They invite faculty and graduate students to come to meetings and share about their research. They watch films, they play games, they organize study sessions. Over the last quarter, they have quickly adapted to social distancing measures, still coming together over Zoom to learn and support each other. You see here as they discuss a film with Professor Kim Fortune via Zoom. The vibrancy of this year's club is especially attributed to the efforts of its board, particularly the co-presidents Hannah Mackey and Carla Milicic, as well as the fundraising chairs Tanya Roy and Jason Lai, social events coordinator Brianna Ruiz, and the social media and website manager Rocio Ramos. So thank you so much to all of the students, to the board of the Anthropology Club for organizing so many events to support students, especially in this really challenging transition in winter and spring. I'm pleased to announce too that the newly elected incoming president is Jason Britt, who will be organizing additional events and working with students in the coming year. So if you are here and you are not graduating this year and you haven't already been able to attend the Anthropology Club, please be on the lookout for new events. So thank you to the Anthropology Club. My applause is not working. Lambda Alpha is the National Anthropology Honor Society. The name is composed of the initial letters of the Greek word logos anthropos, meaning the study of humankind. Lambda Alpha acknowledges and honors academic excellence among students studying anthropology. Ian, you are muted.
This year's inductees into Lambda Alpha are Christine Ji Young Kim, Elizabeth Lyneth Cook, Carla Denise Milicic, Mariam Khatibi, Mayra Guerrero, Tanya Michelle Bertone, and Tanya Roy. Congratulations.
The honors program is designed to allow undergraduate students to pursue independent field research and to write an honors thesis. The honors students who you'll hear from today work on these projects over 4 quarters. So they have been doing this research and working on their thesis for over a year. They initially design their research, they apply for funding to cover research costs, they engage in ethnographic data collection, often participant observation or interviews or discourse analysis. They apply qualitative data analysis techniques, and then finally they write and present a final honors thesis. Our honors cohort this year has produced outstanding research. They have also done an outstanding job of supporting each other throughout the entire process, from coding parties to a group chat where I taught some of the honors classes and frequently got message that they had decided something on the group chat and were coming to ask for something. They have all received funding from either the Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program or the Summer Undergraduate Research Program, and in some cases from both of those programs. I'm going to introduce each honors student here and their faculty advisor, and then you'll be able to hear a little bit more about their research. Talina Brahmian, her thesis is titled Stigmatized Biologies, Examining the Consequences of Oral Health Disparities in Santa Ana and Los Angeles. And she asked me as her advisor to share a little bit more about her work. Talina has volunteered in dental offices since she was in high school, and she works with the UCI student-run mobile dental clinic. As part of that work, she's observed significant disparities in dental health problems and outcomes. So her research was focused on trying to better understand the effects of unequal access to dental care among people in Los Angeles and Santa Ana. She conducted fieldwork in public dental clinics and interviews with patients and providers. One of her central findings is that access to dental care means more than just access to health insurance or to dental insurance. Certainly, she found having dental insurance mattered significantly, but focusing on whether or not someone has insurance can mask other concerns. She found that patients who did have insurance still reported having to limit their visits to a dental office because of a lack of transportation, because of an inability to miss work to go to the dentist, or other concerns. She found also that disparities in food access affected nutrition that was related to dental issues as well. And so one of the central take-home messages, I think, of her thesis is how healthcare is connected into so many other social systems, to urban geography, to work policies, transportation policies, food policies. And so reforming our health insurance system is critical to providing better healthcare and providing better dental care. But Tallene really argues in her thesis that it's not the only essential area of focus we need if we want to improve healthcare and reduce dental disparities. So excellent work, Tallene. Congratulations. Tanya Bertone is going to share a little bit about her work. I'm going to hand over the microphone to her if I can.
I've done that. She should be able to speak now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
You can.
Oh, great. Hello, everybody. My research project is titled Suburban Sprawl, Understanding Suburban Development and its Relationship to the Archaeological Record at the University of California, Irvine. The purpose of my research is to better understand the impact of modern suburban development methods on the cultural and historical resources of Southern California through a case study at UCI. In my project, I'm looking at 3 different case study sites. One is the FDA building, which used to be part of the UCI campus. The second is the Bonita Canyon Farm site, which is located behind the Arc. It's 3 older ranch buildings that used to be part of the original Irvine Ranch. And then the third is University Hills.
Thank you, Tanya. And I would just like to add how much of a pleasure it has been to work and advise Tanya with her thesis. She is more than just a student. She's become both a collaborator, having been part of our on-campus excavations last spring, and as a profound interlocutor, as she has truly transformed the way in which we think about the role of the campus in terms of the history and development of Southern California and its relationship to the very forms of structural inequalities and systems of landscape production throughout the region. So thank you, Tanya, for your amazing work this year, and we look forward to future endeavors as you move forward in your career as an anthropologist and archaeologist.
Congratulations, Tanya. Arian Karimis, I believe could not be with us today. His thesis is titled Creeping Capitalism, How Vietnamese Buddhism Grapples with Western Infiltration of Almsgiving, Temple Functionality, and Ethnic Harmony in Orange County. And this thesis has been advised by Tom Douglas, who also couldn't be with us today. I can say a little bit more about his work, though, just from working with him in some of the honors classes. Arian has been doing extensive field work at a Buddhist temple in Orange County. And he's emerged out of a project that he did as part of his coursework with Professor Douglas, and has grown into really an extensive field project. He has spent, I think, hours and hours, most weekends, at the temple and become very close to many of the people who work there. Much of his interest is focused on trying to understand how the practice of Buddhism in Orange County is affected by dominant economic structures within the United States. And so how that affects ritual practices, how it affects relationships among practitioners, and how it affects relationships between the temple and the surrounding community. So congratulations, Arian. I am, no, wait, go back. So I just have given Victoria the microphone so she can describe a little bit more about her research. Victoria, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome, okay. So yes, my name is Victoria Mayola and my honors thesis is titled Dinner Table Conversations and Ethnographic Work on Italian American Narratives. My research is actually an autoethnographic collection that was executed by attending a family's Sunday dinner. It was hosted by a very tight-knit Italian-American family residing in North County, San Diego. And in my thesis, I argue that through the lens of this bilingual family's multidimensional interactions and conversational narratives, one can investigate concepts of identity and liminality within the two cultures. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, Justin Richland, who is Victoria's advisor, couldn't be here today. Professor Peterson, I'm going to ask if you have any comments you might like to add.
Sure. Yeah. So it's been such a great pleasure working with Victoria this quarter. I actually got to know her when she took the ethnographic research methods class and developed this very project in the course. And it's been an absolute delight to follow along with all of your research and all of your findings and the incredible nuance and sophistication that you bring to your cultural and linguistic analysis to this work. I couldn't be more proud. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Victoria. Carla Milicic has submitted a video in which she's going to describe a little bit more about her project. Oops.
Hi, my name is Carla, and my honors thesis is titled Looking Behind the Product, the Underlying Issues of the Eye Care Industry. I designed this thesis to explore the way that the eye care industry functions within the United States and how this system has been transformed into a business, where the quality of eye care is usurped by the desire for profits. For this, I interviewed staff from an optometry office, including a lab technician, an optometrist, and insurance billers. I also conducted ethnographic fieldwork, collected secondary data analysis, and visually analyzed photographic advertisements. The primary argument of my thesis is to look at how the political economy within the field of optometry has been greatly affected by the United States medical industrial complex and its trickle-down effects into small businesses, low-ranking employees, and patients/consumers.
Thank you so much, Carla. I am Carla's advisor. I have learned so much from working with Carla as someone who has worn glasses since I was 2 years old. I have learned so much more about the eye care industry. Carla's work on the commodification of eye care is really an expose of the industry. She brings to it a lot of personal experience working in optometry, and that gives her really this insider's view that she's able to apply an anthropological analysis to. Several of the central points that she's making is that optometry is really different than other healthcare industries in a couple of ways. One, because the people prescribing treatments are also the same people who sell the treatments. So when you're in an optometrist's office, the optometrist recommends that you buy the very products that are out in their office. But also because eyewear itself, contact lenses and eyeglasses, are both medical devices, and they're essential medical devices for many people, but they're also fashion accessories, and they get marketed as fashion accessories. And so you have multiple kinds of relationships that exist there. And so Carla's been looking at really 4 intertwined areas of the political economy of the eye care industry: labor practices among those who are working in the eye care industry, the role of monopolizing businesses and the illusion of choice, the idea that we think that we have all of these different options, but it turns out they are really only owned by a couple of companies. The way that health insurance structures patient-provider relationships, and then finally how advertising affects purchasing decisions. It's just been a pleasure to work with you and see this project develop, and I've learned so much from the research that you've done. So congratulations, Carla. Oops.
Hi, my name is Carla.
Jael Nixon also has a video where she's going to describe some of her research.
Hello, my name is Jael Nixon, and my honors thesis is titled The Relationships of African American, Caribbean, and Black African Students on an American Campus. I designed the thesis to explore the relationships between Black ethnic subgroups within the community, how they shape each student's friend circle, influences, inspirations, and possibly even career paths. Participant observation was a large part of this project, as I involved myself in many Black spheres of UCI campus life, where I was able to gain data from informal conversations, the West African Dance Group, surveys, and various interviews. With this study, I have exposed that the misconceptions and prejudice between the groups stem from the taught racism of the larger societal background. Yet, there is a willingness for change, so the Black community can move forward unified and not divided. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Professor Peterson if she can say a little bit more about Jael's work.
Absolutely. Jael, it's been such a pleasure to work with you over the years. This was another project that started in the ethnographic methods class and evolved into what it is today. And I've been so impressed by the way that Jael has sort of really analyzed so beautifully her ethnographic data, but has embedded it into the uprisings that we're even seeing today as a linked analysis, and it's quite brilliantly articulated, and I couldn't be more proud. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jael. And finally, Nina Parshikofta, a green strand in the urban fabric. I don't believe that, I was looking, I don't think Nina was able to join us today. We can talk about actually the final 2 together, perhaps. Lafayette Pierre White, Hostile Architecture, the Political Landscape of the Santa Ana Border. Both Nina and Lafayette were advised by Professor Valerie Olson, who couldn't be with us today, but they have done a collaborative project. They have examined 2 different areas of life in Santa Ana, but they've been really thinking about how they can do the analysis of that together. I'm going to again ask Professor Peterson. She's worked with both of them as well.
Well, this has been, we've never had this experience where we had 2 students focusing on really, really rich ethnographic topics and figured out a way to think in terms of collaboration. And again, these were projects that began in the ethnographic methods class, and they have evolved quite beautifully over time. And I really couldn't be any more proud, and I'm especially impressed with the the way that the collaborative effort has teased out such brilliant analyses of some critical issues that we don't often see in anthropological work about landscape and architecture, and Nina's community gardens, to sort of think about urban design in the way that they are. So congratulations to both of you.
Congratulations, Nina and Lafayette. The department offers 3 paper prizes named after early anthropologists. Each prize comes with a $100 award, which we will get to you. We can't hand to you right now, but we'll get to everybody soon. The Ruth Fulton Benedict Paper Prize recognizes outstanding writing in anthropology. The Bronislaw Malinowski Prize for undergraduate research recognizes outstanding original research. And the Zora Neale Hurston Prize recognizes creative multimodal anthropology. So this is scholarly work that's not strictly academic writing work. It might recognize anthropological engagement across media, including film, image, sound, and digital technology. This year, the Malinowski Prize goes to Victoria Angela Meola for Dinner Table Conversations, an ethnographic collection of a speech community of bilingual Italian Americans in North County, San Diego, California. This was advised by both Professor Peterson in the Anthropology 100A class where she began this project, and as you heard her describe it when she described her thesis, it then evolved into her honors thesis advised by Professor Justin Richland. So congratulations, Victoria. The Ruth Benedict Prize this year goes to Kay Persinger for Online You Can Seek Out People You Know Are Going to Accept You, a discussion of LGBT plus digital fandom community. This project was advised by Professor Aneeth Hundal in the Anthropology 100A ethnographic methods class. So congratulations, Kay. I'm going to let Professor Strawn describe this one.
This year's Hurston Prize was awarded to Miranda Yang for her project, final project for the Egyptomania course, which she took with me, on the mystical wellness of anklets, where she designed her own product line of wearable art that explored the forms of cultural appropriation that are often associated with ancient Egypt, and the ways in which that commodification of culture becomes manipulated in the world of contemporary fashion. So congratulations, Miranda.
Oops. Sorry. Yes, congratulations, Miranda. The High Achievement in Academic Excellence Award recognizes graduating anthropology majors who have achieved high academic excellence. Recipients of this award have some of the highest GPAs in the department, and many achieved this success while balancing their academic work with paid employment, service activities, and family responsibilities.
This year, the award for high achievement in academic excellence has been awarded to the following students: Yalitza Carrillo, Mary Connie Elise Veloso Custodio, Bren Shad Erskine, Arian Karimi, Krista Nina Ramchandani, Dayami Neftali Ruiz Martinez, and finally, Stacy Valerio.
Congratulations. Our final award is the Outstanding Undergraduate Student Award. This recognizes one student in the graduating class who stands out for a number of reasons and stands out to multiple faculty. This year, the award goes to Mary Connie Elisa Veloso Custodio. Mary was nominated by multiple faculty in the department who described her as fearless and smart, an excellent, dedicated student, and very serious about research. She is a first-generation student who has excelled in her academic work while also balancing it with paid employment to support herself and multiple other responsibilities. As an undergraduate research assistant, she has made significant contributions to faculty research projects, and she has published one of her course papers on synthetic meat in Medium. She plans to apply for graduate school for further study, and she has already excelled in a graduate seminar here at UCI. I'm going to ask Professor Murphy, who worked with her as one of his research assistants, if he has any additional comments he'd like to add.
Yeah, what, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Mary worked with me on a project that unfortunately had to be cut short because of COVID, but as one of my research assistants, and I hadn't met her prior to working on this project. Her expertise on what we were doing ended up being invaluable. I relied on her to give me pushback and give me feedback on the things that we were doing. Part of the project was to bring a team of researchers together and for us to collaboratively develop our methods and research design. I wanted to bring students into that process, and Mary was absolutely critical for doing that. The project is complicated. It's about fonts in Orange County, which required us to be outside, but because we can't be outside for this quarter, it kind of didn't go where we wanted it to go. And unfortunately, Mary is graduating. Unfortunately for me, not unfortunately for her. But I'm very, very grateful, and she's been amazing at working on that project. So I'm very, very happy that she's won this award.
Thank you, and congratulations, Mary. Finally, we want to recognize the people without whom none of the work that we do here could happen. We start with the lecturers. Many of the lecturers who teach some of our largest introductory classes, they are the instructors who really draw in people to anthropology. A lot of our majors begin anthropology in one of their classes. They discover how fascinating it is. They discover how important anthropology is in the classes that are taught by our lecturers. So we'd like to especially thank them today. They include Professor Tom Douglas, Professor Chris Drover, Professor Jim Egan, Professor Erica Hal Fletcher, and Professor Sheila Gale O'Rourke. Thank you so much to all of you. I see that my applause did not transfer over here. So, thank you very much. We'd also like to say thank you to the department administrative staff for all of their work, both running the department behind the scenes, for their help putting together this ceremony when we had to switch it to an unknown format, and for everything that they do to support students and faculty in the department. To Olga Dunevsky, Tamara Hogsbergen, and Corey Hodges, thank you so much for everything you do for the department. And finally, to our student assistants, to Ellen Dederman and to Tomo Mendoza, who are the two work study students who have been assisting in the department throughout the year. They sit at the front desk when we're actually there. We don't get to see them as much this quarter. They have also done quite a bit of work helping to put together this presentation and this ceremony today. So thank you to both of them as well. Thank you to everyone. We say congratulations to those of you graduating. We are so sorry that we won't be able to celebrate with you in person, but we hope that soon we will be able to come together again and to celebrate in better times. Ian, do
You
you have
are
any
all
final-
welcome to come back and visit us over and over again. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your careers as anthropology alumni. So we look forward to including you in upcoming events and new horizons in the department. So please think of this as the start to a much longer relationship with this department, with your faculty members, and with the larger community of anthropologists who have worked their way through UCI. Thank you all, and many, many hearty congratulations. You did it!
You did it. Congratulations to you all. If anyone wants to use the Q&A, you can ask a question about the awards. We've never done that before. But otherwise, please let us know if you need anything, and congratulations.
We're so proud of all of you. You're amazing. You're going on to do wonderful things. We couldn't be more excited to hear about your future exploits, and it has been a pleasure to work with so many of you. Now go and eat virtual cake.
I was going to say, it's harder to end this when there's not cake and food, as is the issue with virtual things.